sister, my twin sister. She's on with me. Her name is Dejan, and we blog every single day from asideofchange.com. And it's not just us, we're actually a team, and we work with our mother, and our background really lends itself to helping people create positive changes and transformations at any stage and at any age in life. Specifically, we are focused on entrepreneurs. The three of us are entrepreneurs. We're loving life, and we're trying to figure out ways to do things differently and do things better every single day, especially as it pertains to our business.
Hey,
so check out asideofchange.com, and you'll see actually everything that we're talking about tonight posted tomorrow. Dejan, you look like you're about to say something, so jump in and say whatever you want to say before I start.
So you forgot to give me the reminder to record. So I actually did not record on time. So Leslie, thank you so much for reminding us to record. So he was suggesting that you might want to just start over and give that plug one more time since we didn't hit record. So I think that's an excellent idea. And thank you for the tip, because I want to start it from the beginning. So
okay, we'll start it over. That's fine. And we have a really small group, and I'm so happy it feels like there's family in the room because nobody is a stranger. Leslie, you're now family, right? Everybody else, we have been, I see you. Thanks for the props. So we've been talking to everybody else here on Periscope, and this is kind of like our Periscope family that has made its way over and migrated to Blab. So let me just start over. My name is Aria, and I am a twin. Here she is right here, my other half, Dejan. We are bloggers and entrepreneurs. We are two women who believe in positive change and life shifts at any stage and at any age. You can check out our blog at asideofchange.com. And the great thing is, it's not just us, but we have a third member of our team, and that's our mom. So together, the three of us make up Team Transformation. Dejan's background is in pumping out transformational experiences and change through art and design. She's a professional set designer, so she has built sets for TV and film, and she really makes things come to life in that way, and she's been able to transform her skills, or transfer her skills anyway, I should say, from the world of TV and film to this world of like being this awesome entrepreneur. My background is in education, and I believe in pumping out change and transformation through education, through resources, through tools, also through supporting families and communities. Our mom, who you can see and find out a little bit more on asideofchange.com, she is an established business owner. She owns a staffing firm that's very successful in the Washington, D.C. area, and she helps people pump out positive change through career exploration. So what that means is that you might find yourself working for somebody else because that really is your passion. But more importantly, you could find yourself working for yourself because that's truly your passion, and that's going to feed you. So our mom loves to concentrate on that area specifically. But together as Team Transformation, like I said, we're all about making positive life shifts and transformations at any stage and at any age. So you can check out our blog at asideofchange.com every single day to help you find tips and tricks and resources to help you build your business in a positive way and help not only you, but the people around you, your networks, your friends, and your potential customers make positive changes. So let's jump right in because tonight we're going to move quick. We're not going to stay on too long. I do see that some people are joining. Miss Gaitlin, thank you so much for jumping on. Really excited to have you. So we're jumping in right now, and we are going to talk about the 7 tips to change your social media mindset for your business. Like I said a little bit ago, right? Some of us are using social media in a way that doesn't benefit us, right? Some of us are still posting about our favorite meals, and we're kind of posting things that really don't serve our business needs. There is really, really a need to step this up and make a shift. So these 7 tips are going to help you make this shift. And let me tell you, here's your litmus test. If you need to figure out if you're one of those people that need to make a shift as far as your social media practices are concerned, what I want you to do is think about this. You know that you absolutely need help and you need to make this shift when the following things happen. Number 1, you post on social media and nobody ever notices. So you don't get likes, you don't get shares, you don't get follows, you don't get stars, you don't get retweets, you get nothing. So you post and then you check back like every 10 minutes only to see that, I don't know, maybe your grandmother liked it, maybe your aunt liked your post, but the people you're really trying to reach, they're not seeing it or they don't care. So you know that this right here that we're about to discuss is for you if you fall into that category. Second thing is that social media has sucked up all of your time, like every last second. So you wake up, you check Facebook. You're at lunch, you check Facebook. In the evening, you fall asleep on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, and you're getting lost. You're getting sucked up into that black hole of Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and you find yourself looking at people's engagement photos or their wedding photos or new baby photos, nothing that serves your business. So just use that as a little test. You are ready to hear these 7 tips, and you need to hear these 7 tips if you fall into any of those categories. And truth be told, we probably all have fallen into those categories, before we all got it together anyway. So hopefully this will be helping at least one of you out here. Go ahead, Dejan.
Thank you, Adrena, for posting those 2 tips down at the bottom. So I see you typing. Everybody that's new, if you just keep looking at the right-hand side, that's where you can keep a log of everything that's going on. And then if you are so inclined to share this conversation, which I would invite you to do at this moment, just click that blue button that says Tell a Little Bird and go ahead and share with your Twitter audience, so we can definitely spread the love and spread the resources. So,
Miss Wanda, I see that you shared. Thank you so much. Roger, I see that you just joined the conversation. Welcome. We haven't really started yet, so you're right on time. You haven't missed anything. But Roger, we will ask that you go out and you invite your networks because we're just starting. So I'm sure your networks want to know that you found something good. Go ahead and tell them. It looks like we've lost Dejan. So those of you that are new to this platform, you know that this platform actually has problems like probably every session. Everybody who's been on Blab can relate to this. What you need to do is refresh your browser and come back into the room. So just try refreshing and coming back in. Everybody that's on the panel, let me know if you can still hear me because I know that we lost Dejan. And we want to make sure that you can still hear what I'm saying. So if you can just type something and let me know that you're still here, I would definitely appreciate it. Yep, still here. So it looks like we're just missing my sister. Here's the thing. Maybe before we start, you guys can help me out because she actually is the official moderator and I joined the conversation. So I'm wondering how she joins back in now. Hopefully she's able to do that. It looks like there's an open seat. Maybe she's going to try to request getting in now. If anybody can help me out and you know how this works, this has happened before. Okay, Leslie, so you're saying that she's going to come back after she finishes refreshing her browser. Okay. All right. And maybe what I should do, Dasa, I see you. You just joined. Welcome. We're building the room and getting more people. So I really, really appreciate you guys coming in and I appreciate you being patient. We're going to see if we can get her back. And actually, we're just going to go ahead and call her because that's a little easier.
57. Your call.
Let's see. Dasa's gone, just left. What was that? Oh, here she goes. All right.
Hey, I don't know what happened, but okay.
Hey, that's okay. You're back. We were just trying to call you.
I heard you. I could see you the whole time.
Terry, hey, it's really good to see you. You're back too. Okay, so let's get started, you guys. We've wasted a lot of time, and I want you guys to be able to jump on other people's sessions if that's what you want to do. And then I want you to stick with us if you want to hear these tips. So we're going to jump right back in now that Dejan's back. We have these 7 tips that are going to help you change your social media mindset. Again, jumping right back in. You know that you need to hear these tips. If you're posting on social media right now, trying to attract customers, trying to bring attention to your business, but nobody ever notices. You don't get likes. You don't get shares. Nobody's following you. You're not getting stars. You're not getting retweets. You're getting nothing. You're getting no feedback. So you know that this is the right session for you, and you need to hear these 7 tips if you're falling anywhere close to that category. Secondly, if social media has sucked up all of your time, if you've gotten lost in the black hole of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, so you find yourself looking at people's baby pictures, their wedding photos, their family reunions, is that how you're spending your time? Do you just get trapped? Are you looking at old high school boyfriends and girlfriends? None of those things are serving your business. So if you've gotten into that trap, we want to help get you out and refocus your energy because it's all about your business. It's all about you. And get ready. So number 1, social media. Remember, somebody's interrupting. You want to say, okay, so she's going to scope and let people know that we are holding this session. I'm just going to keep on talking. Number 1, you need to make sure that you maintain your focus. Remember why you are on any type of social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Periscope. Remember that you have a purpose. You're using social media as a business tool, okay? So first and foremost, you want to make sure that you're able to build influence and exposure. There is absolutely no reason for you to be focused on how can I create traffic? How can I make people convert? If you can't actually create an influence and you can't offer exposure, there's no way that you're going to be able to build that traffic and create conversions. So I want you to concentrate on just building the influence. Now, a way to think about that is start imagining the people that you're attracted to on social media. Why do you like their page, right? Think about that. What is it that you like about what they're saying? How do they make you feel? You know, start thinking about that in comparison to how you want to make people feel. Start thinking about that in comparison to what you have to offer others. What's your experience that you're offering? What's your product that you're offering? Start thinking along those lines. Does it match all of the people that you like, all the people that you follow, all the people that you retweet, all of the people that you star? Really start thinking about that, because you want to make sure that your content is matching what you like. If there's a disconnect there, you know you're in the wrong place. So moving on, number 2, perhaps you're still stuck in the world of thinking, well, what in the world can I publish? Maybe you're thinking, well, if I publish something that I think is good, who's going to listen? And why are they going to listen to me? I'm going to lead you back to what I just said. Remember that influence comes from you. You're the only person that can create it. And that's the beauty of social media in 2015. So think about it like this. You're either going to create awesome content or you're going to curate awesome content. It's really that simple. What I'd like to know is if anybody on this panel right now knows anything about curating content. Sometimes this can feel like, I don't know, a foreign concept. I see that some people are giving me props, and so you know what it means to curate content. I know the first time I heard it, I had no idea what it was, but it really is kind of like that light bulb experience once you figure out what you can do. So I've just told you what you can do is create your own content or curate content. So we know what it means to go out and create our own content. We're sitting there sometimes for hours when we're just getting started. We're trying to figure out, what can I post? What can I talk about? What's relevant? What do I think people want to hear? Or we can take this different approach. We can curate content. Here's a person that I think we all know, Perez Hilton. Let's take him, for example. He's known for his great stake in the world of celebrity gossip, right? And, you know, he's not actually getting out every single day and attempting to break news. He's actually going out and he's putting his twist, he's putting his personal style and his own takeaways on celebrity news that's already been broken. So Perez Hilton puts celebrity news through somewhat of a spin cycle. You need to think about how you can do the same thing for your gain. How can you do the same thing for your business? That's what we're talking about when we mean curating your content, right? That can be a little bit easier, and then you can kind of put little doses of your personality as you feel comfortable into content that's already out there. There's nothing wrong with reusing content. When I was growing up, my mom used to say, do not reinvent the wheel. It's the same thing with your business. It's the same thing with social media. Put your spin on it. You don't have to invent it. You don't have to find the source. Put your spin on it and share it with your audience. I bet they haven't heard it, and they definitely haven't heard it from your angle. The next thing that you're going to want to think about is when you put value out there for your entire network to see, you have to remember that it's incredibly important not to concentrate on overselling. In fact, you really don't even want to think about selling in the first place. Simply throw value out to your customer. Throw that value out day after day, night after night, and then think about it like this. They're already paying attention. You're giving them something that they want. Either you're giving them something funny, so you're offering them some type of relief. When they hit the door, they're like, oh, let me jump onto this site because I know she already has a joke. Or they're logging onto your website, onto your blog, onto your social media account, onto your Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram. And they're like starting their day with you because they know that you have something inspirational. They know that you have something that's going to give them the charge or the courage that they need throughout the day. So once they're leaning on you that close and in that capacity, then you can throw anything out there. If you now have something to sell, if you have an offer, if you have something you know they need to see, guess what? You already have their attention. They'll see it, they'll share it, they'll like it, and if you're selling something, they will buy it. So I need you to think about that. You're not trying to oversell. Offer good value, good content, day after day, be consistent, and then when you have an offer, throw it out there and let people catch it. The next thing, right? Remember this. You are the producer, you're the actor, and you're the director. You actually get to cultivate and share only what you want to share. Nobody's twisting your arm. Nobody's making you post anything. Nobody's making you share anything. Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Blab, really what it's all about is putting all the best elements that you want to share, either about yourself or about your business. You're controlling the process from A to Z. So you decide, become magnetic. Maybe you want to become juicy. You want to be irresistible. You pick. It's that simple. Dijon, you look like you have something.
No, I want you to
add,
actually expound on that point or say it again also, because I want to just address everybody that's over here on Periscope. I see you guys. I have the camera turned around, obviously, so you can't see me. I'm trying to wave at you guys. Thank you for the hearts. So I just want to acknowledge everybody that's just coming in the room and people that are on Periscope and watching, because we have a lot of hearts blowing up the screen, and people that are definitely thinking that this is good information. So they're getting something out of it, so I don't want you to forget about them. But if you could that last point again, that would be awesome, because people just joined the room.
I love the fact that we have people on Periscope and Blab at the same time getting this information. So the team transformation is all about building bridges and helping people make these positive shifts. So if we can throw it out there for more people, then, the more the merrier. So this is really good, Dijon. Thank you. So I will recap that very last point. You are the producer, you're the actor, and you're the director. That means that you get to cultivate only what you want to share to your audience. Nobody's making you do anything. You haven't signed any type of clause. You don't have to say or do anything. You don't have to say or share any one thing or the other. You get to curate everything. You get to control the process from A to Z. All right? So you need to decide, do you want to become like this juicy piece of content? Do you want to be irresistible? Do you want to be magnetic? What do you want to be? You pick, and then you post. It's that simple.
Good one. Love it. Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Recap? Okay. All right. So what I want you guys to do is think about doing this little exercise, right? If we had all the time in the world, I would probably ask you to do something like close your eyes. And if you want to close your eyes now, you can do it. I don't know if we have that type of time for us to go through this long process, but it is something, if you can jot down a couple notes, think about coming back to this process. And you might want to come back to this, tonight when you're laying down. Maybe it's the last thing that you do. One of our very early blog posts on asideofchange.com talks about things that you need to do right before going to bed, things to get you into that headspace, to keep your drive, to preserve your energy, and to keep dreaming. And so this might be one of these activities that you'll do right before you close your eyes and go to sleep. I want you to think about starting your social media all over again. Imagine you could erase all of your social media accounts, right? Nobody will remember your bad posts. You won't even remember your bad posts. Nobody will remember the 3 months that you decided not to log on. No one's going to remember the rants and the raves that you went on. You just get to have a clean slate and start 100% over from scratch. Think about what persona and what image you want to put out there. What does your content look like? Think about that. What types of images, what types of creative are you producing? What are people seeing? How does it make people feel? And then think, am I selling a product? Am I promoting a service? Am I selling a service? What is it that I'm doing? Am I promoting a business? And then you're going to want to ask, is your content analytical? Is it inspirational? Is it funny, flirtatious? Is it shocking? Keep going in that direction and figure out exactly what it is. What does the framework look like? What do the details look like? How does it taste? How does it smell? How does it feel? How does it look? Day in and day out. You're going to want to remember this. And really, seriously, get a visual. Some of us, like my sister, she's an artist. She would draw this out. I guarantee you. Give us a thumbs up, Dijon, if you would draw this out. All right. I would probably do a bunch of pink letters everywhere and webs. I might have some stars and hearts. I would kind of draw it out. Maybe not as pretty as Dijon, but others would write an essay, right? They'd speak to themselves in a letter format. Some of us might just bullet everything out. However you think that you can make this come alive in a way that you're going to remember, you need to do it. This is what's going to help you really make this jump, right? Because you have to see it for yourself. After you can imagine what this post, what this content on your social media, all accounts across the board, is going to look like, it's going to feel like. What you need to do is make sure that you can hold on to that memory. You're going to remember this and use it as a framework for all of your posts moving forward. I mean, you're not going to post one silly, random thing because you just think it's funny and it's in the moment. It needs to pass your test first. You're going to ask yourself, does it smell like how I said it would smell? Does it look like how I said it would look? Does it feel like how I said it would feel? Does it sell what it says what I said I would sell? You need to ask yourself all of those questions. That's the only way that your audience is going to see you as somebody who's credible, somebody who's valuable, somebody who's consistent. So think about that, carry it with you, and don't ever get caught up on this question, will this sell? I want you to get caught up on the question, does this match my brand? Does this match exactly what I want to communicate? So that's probably the biggest leap that we have to make as far as social media is concerned, right? We talked about these 7 tips. But the biggest leap we have to make is that it's not just something we do for fun, right? There's a million and one things we can do for fun. But social media is a strategy. If you're in business, you need to use it as a tool. It's not something where we, order a beautiful plate of salmon and spinach and couscous and we decide that we want to take a picture of it and share it with our world. If it's not about our business, we're probably not sharing it. If it doesn't give value, we're probably not sharing it. If it doesn't inspire other people, we're probably not sharing it. So remember this formula. Remember what you want to put out there and never
You have
ever
a question down at the bottom.
plan.
I just wanted to throw it out there at you.
Yeah. So Leslie, you say, do you leave room for spontaneity in your social media marketing? Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't ever go off too far away from our brand, right? And so, of course, there's room for spontaneity, but you always want to draw some connections, right? It's really important. I'll tell you one way to get spontaneous is like beautiful pictures. When you're out, when you're traveling, your travels may have absolutely nothing to do with your brand. Let's say you're at the Grand Canyon. That is totally worth posting, right? That may have nothing to do with my brand. It's worth posting though. It's inspirational. It's a little bit of a break, but it's not too far gone, right? But I'm not going to switch it up and go left field and lose somebody. I don't want people to think, I don't know what she's posting about today. I actually want people relying on me. I want people to go back and say, I know she always has something good to say.
You know what, if I
she
can
always
add
has
something
really
to that, it's kind of like what we talked about a few nights ago when we said that we had a conversation and we were saying multi-passionate. That's the word we kept bringing up. And yeah, exactly. So I guess those random, spontaneous posts help people identify you as a person, not like a company. They help, they know that you're like living and breathing and you travel and, you are well-rounded, right? So I'd say anything that adds to that in a positive way is like a good spontaneous post, right? But I guess maybe people are sick of seeing, okay, I'm at, a restaurant, here's a plate of my food, right? Here's a picture of my food, or, here's my kids for like the 50th time when that's really your business account, right? So.
Yeah. And I think you said something also, Leslie, you said, doesn't it help you, don't some of the random posts that go off away from a brand help to add other dimensions to your personality? I think they do, but in reason, right? The beauty of us being that actor, the director, and the producer of our own brand and of our own social media accounts, it means we get to give people exactly what we want them to hear, all right? You're gonna stick within a framework, right? And you want to show people dimensions within that framework. Again, it speaks to the idea of not overselling, So nobody wants to be sold 24/7. So inspire them 24/7, right? And then you want to weave in what you might have to offer, what you might be selling from there. So that's the way it works, at least in our opinion, right? There's no one way to do this, as we know.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, or help them, Brian. That's a really good point. Or help them 24/7. You got to know your market. We have, if you, again, Dejan can type it in, or I can type it in right now. If you go to A Side of Change, right? A Side of Change, can I spell today, right? asideofchange.com is our blog, right? And we talked last week about how to find that target audience. Do you know your target audience, or is that a brand new concept for you? If it's a brand new concept, cool. Figure it out, read that blog post, and find out, what is my target audience, right? Once you know what that word means and how to find that, then you want to really dig in and find out, who is my target audience? Where are they hanging out online? Where can I find them? What is it that they need? What is it that they want? And then you're going to go after them and you're going to start posting, right? We also said in that blog post is that if you are trying to attract everyone, you're attracting no one. If you're trying to advertise to everyone, you are advertising to no one. So everyone has this little market that they need to reach. You need to figure that out, and then stay within those bounds.
All right. Do you want to open up the hot seat for like 3 minutes a person or something? And
yeah, let's open it up for 2 minutes, and then what I think we'll do is recycle content. It's 10:52 right now. We will close out hard stop at 11. All right, so let's do an option to open up the hot seat. Anybody that wants to jump in. I see we have new people. Jump in the hot seat. Give you some advice. Ask us a question. That's what the hot seat is for. Ask a question about your social media, about your strategy, and we'll see what we can do to help.
Yeah, add to it if you have another great point.
Totally. Yeah, we're a community of learners. So if you have something that you think is going to add to people's experience, definitely feel free to jump in the hot seat and add that. But 2 minutes in the hot seat.
Any takers? It's a comfortable place, I promise. Brian. All right. I'm going to try to hold my Periscope. Periscope, everybody that's on Periscope, Brian is jumping in the hot seat. So stay tuned on
Brian.
Periscope. All right. He's
I don't know if you can hear us yet.
getting all set up. He's getting his headphones on. So you guys definitely stay tuned. This is the great thing about this format. So.
Okay, so my question is about social media, or about this is all about social media. This is about Facebook in particular. I work with clients on Facebook strategies, and one of the things I've stopped doing, I've stopped taking clients who only want me to manage their Facebook page. I only take on clients who want to work on Facebook if they have a budget for doing Facebook ads as well, because of the algorithm, because of the minimal reach now that just organic Facebook Facebook has right now. Would you agree with that approach? How do you guys deal with clients who want you to help manage a Facebook account? Do you require that they have like an ads budget for Facebook in order to work with them?
Dijon, did you catch that question? I didn't catch the beginning. You see, I put my headphones on. I'm gonna let you take that.
Okay, sure. Question. Brian, all right, I'm gonna answer that question. You're a little bit low, but I think we got everything that you were asking.
Okay, sorry.
So Facebook is not really an area that we primarily focus on at all. We kind of pick our couple of systems that we really work with strongly. So we do utilize Facebook, but it's not really one of our systems. So we help people. We don't necessarily, maybe you might have missed a little bit of this. I know you joined a little bit late. Yeah. So our company doesn't necessarily help people in those areas, or we have clients that need our assistance with managing their accounts or getting them on board with any kind of social media strategy per se. I saw you ask a question earlier about the staffing firm in New York. So we're a 3-part team, and our mother actually has a staffing firm in the DC area. Aria in New York, and I'm in Savannah, Georgia. So we're like a trifecta of a twin and a mother team. But basically, we really help people turn their passions into profit. And we just pretty much pass on the tips that we found to be helpful for us, and found to be really great strategies, within the realms of the engines that we kind of use. So that sounds like I heard you say that you stopped working with people that didn't really have a Facebook advertising budget.
Right.
And from what I definitely know, that makes complete sense to me, because things definitely are changing, and it seems like it would be more worth your time and their time if they have a budget to actually make that useful, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So to me, it sounds like a win, but again, it's not my area of expertise, but everything that I do know about that area would say that, yeah, that makes sense, because I think you're only getting the real bang for your buck if you're actually paying to advertise, correct?
Yeah, that's I do have a couple of clients that I've been working with a long time that just have us kind of do a content calendar, just kind of do regular posting. But any new clients, I always ask them to, I always require that they have at least a $5 a day Facebook ads budget in order for them to see some results, see some, followers actually happening, actually seeing some, like usually part one of a Facebook strategy. My strategy is to build up followers in their niche and in their local area, depending on the business, and then getting them to do like an opt-in, like as they grow the Facebook fan page, maybe 1,000, and we do an opt-in kind of to their newsletter kind of thing, so they can start, converting those customers to clients.
Exactly. I would say that sounds great. I mean, there's definitely for everybody else that's in the room, I'm sure you may have found this to be true. There's a ton of great free ways to advertise and to build your email list and to build your followings on all these different platforms. But that definitely doesn't mean to exclude any paid methods, because that's definitely going to drive, a different type of traffic and maybe give you some higher numbers. So
what are the type of social media platforms that you guys use the most?
We mostly stick with like Twitter, Facebook, and our blog. And then now that we found Periscope and Blab, we're all over this. So that's kind of our thing. And that's what we're kind of telling people on here. It's really a system of just recycling, creating and recycling. And so those are our engines.
Yeah, and as far as Facebook is concerned, like what you'll see is a lot of recycling on a Facebook account as far as we're concerned, right? We're not trying to create new things on Facebook or really go after clients there or find new customers. And I don't know why that is. It feels like either some people are really good at one thing or they're really good at another, right? So
yeah,
it's like use the platforms you feel the most comfortable with and you get the most results from, really, right?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
A season for that,
And I'll tell you.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Rhea.
No, it's okay. No, I was just gonna say that. Now I lost my train of thought. I think that the way people have leveraged their Facebooks in the past, like we've seen some people do really, really well with Facebook. And I don't know what it is. It's because they have a great network they've built, a specific type of network that they've built. And so not everybody has actually invested the time. I mean, I know that some people are actually able to leverage their personal accounts. Other people are very fearful and they don't want to do anything. Like they don't want to touch any of their personal accounts. They want to start with like a business account, and that can feel like starting from scratch, starting from zero. So it really depends. We've seen some people do some phenomenal things by leveraging their personal accounts. I agree.
Like I work with there's a franchise, a growing franchise on the West Coast that has expanded to the DC area. I'm in DC.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of these co-working spaces that are popping up all over the country?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a new
we have
one.
Them everywhere. We use them.
There's a one called. They all have kind of different themes. Some of them are kind of techie. Some of them are artsy. Some are just like really luxury kind of co-working suites. I've been working with a franchise owner of a women's co-working space called Hera Hub. Have you heard of that?
Oh no.
They started in San Diego,
no.
and one of my partners out here started up the DC franchise. It's herahub.com.
Okay, cool.
.com. And
okay.
And
can you type it out? Okay, cool. Thanks.
They've kind of opened up here on the the owner, where I was going with this, the franchise owner out in San Diego, Felina something. She leverages she does her whole social media or Facebook strategy around her personal account, and so she's got like tons of like maybe 5, 6, 7,000 friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And she uses that, and she teaches her franchise owners to leverage the personal account, because I think her philosophy is that your personal Facebook account, you get a lot more organic reach with your personal account than you would a Facebook business account. And so that's how she reaches her audience. I would never recommend that, because you can't do advertising. You can't do all kinds of, branded kind of things. It's not going to show up in like Bing, like it indexes Facebook accounts, or they have. So they're never going to index a personal account, at least on a personal account. So that's
right. And then it's like sustainability you have to think about, right? And so you might have some great success for 3 months.
I mean,
and then what
unless
happens?
there are, I can see that. I mean, there's exceptions to the rule, obviously. I don't think, like you said, you probably wouldn't recommend that to most people because there's so many limitations with your personal Facebook account. But I think if that's naturally, you know, really who you are, and that's who your friends and your account know you to be, is this like hustler and grinder, and it's natural for you to be putting out stuff about your business and, you know, shouting that out all the time. If that's naturally who you are and it makes sense, then I would say go for it, you know? But for most people, it probably seems a little weird to like pop up one day and have all this flood of stuff about your business, right?
Yeah, exactly. You would have had to always use your personal account as your personal promotion. I know I've got some colleagues, some entrepreneur friends who get in trouble with their friends for trying to promote themselves all the time on the
personal. Exactly.
Yeah. It can be a love-hate thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'll do it occasionally on my personal account. If you look at my personal Facebook page, I think the banner up there is my business card right now. So I'll do that.
No, but that's, I mean, because that's still who you are, you know, right? Yeah. It's not like you can't exclude the business part of your life from your Facebook. So yeah, I always say, I mean, hey, if you can be creative and like, you know, put it in there in a nice, cool, non-invasive way, then go for it, you know. But it is that fine line. It's a hard one.
Be tasteful. Here's one thing, Dejan, I want to close out with this, is just that when you talk about really exposing people to your brand, one of the things that we concentrate on, at least Team Transformation, is how do you really concentrate on people who are already raising their hand, right? And that's not going to be the people you know from Facebook. It's not going to be your friends. It's not going to be your family. Those are the people that are actually kind of like running away from you. They think they know everything that you know. They think they already know what you have to talk about. And so you want to really find a way to tap into this online community of people who are actually like searching for what it is that you have, whether it's a service, whether it's a product, whether it's a business. And we really try to help people make those leaps. And that's kind of a mind shift, because sometimes we don't think that we have that type of power online, right? We think that Google is like master of everything. And in fact, we're the people behind these search engines. And there's ways to manipulate and really find people who are saying, hey, I want this thing. And it's our job to figure out what that route is to actually connect with them. So that's not happening through personal networks, right?
You really get organic, you know, more broader reach through the, you know, through the public sites, obviously.
Definitely. And by the way, we cannot see you anymore. We can hear you, but we lost your visual.
You're talking to your sister, right?
Yep. Brian, I see you. You're perfect. And she probably just refreshed her browser, so I'm sure she's jumping back in a second. So, Brian, how long have you been on Blab?
I think 7 days.
Cool. You're right along with us. I don't know quite how long we've been on, but it hasn't been that long. So
maybe 4 days.
Really? It seems like you guys,
maybe.
It seems like it's coming natural to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we talk. we talk a lot. We're comfortable talking. So that's our strong suit. No, I think we got on. We did our first Blab actually on Friday. This past Friday, I think was our first Blab. I don't know if Coach Karen's still in the room, but she was on our first Blab. So yeah. We're loving it.
I try to stay on top of the trends because I'm an internet marketing, person, and so I like to investigate, the latest trends for my own clients. I work with the Bethesda Blues and Jazz Club. They're one of my bigger clients.
Yeah. Okay.
In downtown Bethesda, just north of DC, and so we're probably gonna be starting like a interview series with Blab, with new artists that are coming into town, like Branford Ellis, Billy Ocean. We get all those big name people coming through our venue. It's like a 500 seat venue.
Nice.
And so we think this would be like a perfect platform for that kind of process.
It is. It's so perfect.
We get to decide what we do with this as users, right? So I guess the sky's the limit. It'll be interesting to really see what people come up with.
Yep. We've already written it into artist contracts to use Periscope or Meerkat, to live stream the first 15 minutes of the show or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's
I think that's
there's like no other venues that are kind of moving that quickly onto these platforms. So we, want to be.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I haven't seen any other venues actually doing that. You've seen individuals, but as a venue.
Guess who I saw You know who I saw
Who?
on today?
Who?
I noticed that Fairfax County, it was either Fairfax County government or Fairfax County schools. We're from the DC area, so we know the area really well, but it's either Fairfax County government or Fairfax County schools was actually on Periscope today. And I thought, okay, have we reached that tipping point now? Because, people are starting to catch on. So I'm glad that some of us have been here for 7 days, earlier than they have been, or 5 days, or whatever it is. But it is really new. It's fresh. It's really cool for all of us.
Most definitely. Awesome.
So, why don't we go ahead, Brian, and see if we can open up the seat for anybody else. I know that we said 11 o'clock hard stop, and I must not be serious tonight because it's 11:07.
It's a good platform.
Thanks for jumping on and being brave. We do this every session. We ask for people to jump in the hot seat. So thanks so much, Brian. We'll stay connected to you if you stay connected to us.
I already followed you both on Twitter and Blab, I think.
Awesome. Thank you. And we'll be out to follow you in just a second.
Right, cool. Thanks.
Thanks, Brian. All right, guys. Who else wants to jump in the hot seat? Everybody that's on Periscope, I see the hearts coming. Thank you for still giving those hearts, whoever our faithful followers are. Isn't this so much fun that we can actually get on both of these platforms at the same time, spread great content, and just keep the learning going? So I'm loving it. All right, come on. Who's next? We just had Brian jump in. He added a lot of great information. We were talking about Facebook, advertising on your personal page versus your business page. And his professional opinion would be to, market on your business page so you can do a lot with it. You can leverage those ads and, really connect with people that really want to, hear what you're putting out there, So what else? Who else? What do you have to add? The hot seat is open. It's not a scary place.
Let's take one more. It's 11:08. Dejan is a night owl. I am not. So we're going to go for, let's say, 10 minutes tops, right? 11:18, 11:20 has to be a hard stop. Anybody else who wants to figure out what they might be doing right or wrong with social media, this is your time. While we're waiting for people to decide if they want to jump in the hot seat, I'm going to urge you, I'm going to make these shameless plugs because we can, right? asideofchange.com.
Yeah.
That's the blog that you want to be visiting every single day. I say that not because it's ours. I say that because it's helpful. So we have somebody, Sherry, hey.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's really great to see you.
I
Long
love that.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's what we do. You can't help it.
We do that a lot.
I'm one of
We talk
those
with our
too,
hands.
that hands, because there's a TV program here in locally that I go on all the time, and I have to make myself do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's hard.
Yeah, you have to hold your hands, right?
Well, this is it is social media, but a number of people have said some things about now that Blab has come along, how that relates to Hangouts, okay, and Google Plus, okay. Now, in terms of full disclosure, I never was a fan of Hangouts, but I love Google Plus, and I like the communities, okay, that I think it's a great way of getting exposure as far as Google Plus communities. And I wanted to know what you guys thought about that.
I will touch on that in 1 second. I just want to let Aria know that we can't see your visual anymore, so you might want to refresh and come back on, but I can probably hear you.
Okay.
So Sherry, yeah, you know what? I think I'm loving this. I mean, I really didn't delve too far into Google Hangouts. I mean, a little bit. To me, honestly, they're freaking confusing. I think, I don't know if anybody else feels that way. But I think that.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I just think sometimes it can be challenging, to just jump on and explain to other people how to jump on. And, so, I mean, as far as like this.
But no, what I'm saying, though, is that, no, I'm with you. I'm not interested in the Hangouts.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think what a lot of people are doing is confusing the Hangouts with the communities, the Google, because Google, yeah. And I've gotten a lot of views in terms of, and made a lot of contacts through the communities. Yeah. So I wanted to hear what you had to say, because no, the Hangouts, no, that was poor Google.
Yeah, poor Google. Yeah,
poor
said it
Google.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's another great avenue to make great connections. Like you just said, you've met, you've been able to make some great contacts that way. So if that's one way that's working for people, hey, don't knock it. I mean, I think there's so much out there, right? I mean, it's almost, it can get overwhelming if you don't pick a couple that you're going to say, these are mine, they're going to my pocket, I'm sticking with it, right?
Yeah.
So if you can find a couple and the communities on Google Plus happen to be one of them, I'd say more than, go for it.
Okay.
Because, yeah, it definitely does work. I think everything can work. It's just what you're going to spend your time crafting and getting to know and making it work for you. Right.
And I just don't think people understand that if you want to do if you're going after people with photography, if you're going after inspirational, if you're going after foodies, whatever it is, there's a community there, and that way you market directly to that community.
Right.
But when you say Google Plus, everybody thinks Hangouts.
Right.
Right.
And there's just a lot more.
Right.
That was my effort to help poor Google.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
We're glad we're on this train, right?
Okay. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
So much. Sherry was our first person in the hot seat.
Thank you. It was great seeing you again.
Yes. She gave us some great tips on our first Blab session. So, definitely glad to have you on here again.
Let me say one thing, and that's just about this debate that we're having. It's not really a debate, right? I think everybody's on the same accord, is that, we really have preferences. Maybe Google Hangouts is not one of them. But when it comes to deciding what social media you're going to be attracted to, I think what's impossible is for us to say, I'm going to have an Instagram account, I'm going to have Facebook, I'm going to do Twitter, I'm going to do Periscope, I'm going to do Blab. You cannot do all of these things. And so the best strategy you could do is say, let me pick 2. Let me pick 3 tops. 3 is really stretching it. And I would say 2. What are the 2 that you're going to learn inside out? What are the 2 that you're going to be able to say, I'm an authority in this area and I bring this value to this space within this community? If you try to spread yourself too thin, you're going to be doing the wrong thing, right? And so what only belongs in this Instagram world, you're going to be trying to do on Blab, and it doesn't work. They don't cross-pollinate all the time. So figure out 2 or 3, stick with it, become the expert, and really become a leader in that way. Don't try to jump on everything. So if you found something that works, keep going in that direction, perfect it.
Definitely.
And I think that will go a long way.
I opened up the seat. So we will let our next hot seat person get on, and everybody on Periscope, thanks for giving the hearts. We love it. Next time you guys got to join us over on Blab at Blab.im. Since you can, that's why I'm bringing it to you here on Periscope. So it looks like we just lost our hot seat person. So if anybody else wants to jump back in, or.
Does everybody see that Dejan right now, she's not doing double talk. She actually has Periscope open on her phone. Dejan, I don't know if you want to show it, but she's actually Periscoping because so many people don't know how to jump over to this platform yet. And so if you guys want to take a minute and share this out with your networks, tell them to jump on over to watch us, keep sharing, keep spreading the love, and keep explaining to people how to get on. It's really simple, right? Go to blab.im, sign in with your Twitter handle, and then search for whoever you want to search for or see who's live. In this case, tell your friends to search for A Change Factory because we are here live and we'll be on every day, as you know. So that's what Dejan's doing. She's not ignoring us.
Well, I don't know. It might be time to wrap it up. We don't have anybody else jumping in the hot. Oh, yes, we do. We got Brian back on in the hot seat. Hey.
Hey, Brian.
Camera keeps falling over.
That's all right.
So you guys plan on being on this platform like every night?
We're
Periscope
on
every day, and
We're on
we've
Periscope
probably been on
single day.
Blab, not every day, but out of the 5 or 6 days we've been here, yeah, we've been on several times. So
What is your like business strategy behind having
Yeah, we probably missed one day.
So wait, sorry, can you say that one more time,
your
Brian?
business strategy behind
Business strategy behind
Blab? You're doing the Blab daily kind of chat.
I think it's a great way just to, again, like our, formula is really recycling a lot of content. So I think it's a great way to, recycle the things that we're talking about on Periscope, share it on here. And I mean, this is a tip for everybody on here. It's a great way to continue to upload to your YouTube channel. So after I do my blabs, it's a great chance to record that great information and then upload it.
It's another way for us also. If for those of you that have blogs, I know that we had Leslie on before, and he's a blogger. For anybody that has a blog, there's no reason why you can't speak your content out loud to people, right? And so we might say, hey, I don't know if you caught our last blog article. We do want you to read it in its entirety, right? But there's nothing that prohibits us from getting on and talking about at least the major bullets that we hit in our post. Because we offer value there. We won't be using it as a resource, but we might come out here and do, at least an overview.
So your ultimate goal would be like to get
on our blog.
New clients for your consulting work then?
Not necessarily. Really, in these communities, it's really about like doing what we're doing right now, right? We're sharing information. In some of our sessions, this side panel with the comments has been literally flooded with new information. And so we think we're bringing 5 tips about something, and then the community that we're talking to offers 25 other tips. And so some of this is about just like professional development, if you will, and growth for the community. If there are people that decide that they want to follow us, they want to go out to our blog, they like what we do, they want to ask more questions, and of course, we're always going to leave that room open. But this is really about this sharing and offering value and hopefully having a really like equal exchange, because there's some awesome people out here.
I mean, obviously everybody has, a business and things that they do. So there are tons of people that, we know just from being on here and being in these communities that really just are like, I'm looking for something. I have no idea, how to apply my knowledge base, how to apply my skills. I want to move into something new. And that's really been like the story of our life. And that's why we call ourselves, Team Transformation, because we've all made our separate careers out of creating real transformations. And we know that just is huge for people. So, we are on here really just trying to connect the dots for people, and really bring them from point A to point B and give them the tools and the resources that they need to, go from having that idea in their head to actually like making it happen. So if we can help them do that through our expertise, then that's a win-win.
What is your particular like business?
Well, I'm a professional set designer. I do set design for film and television. And so what I really focus on is helping other people turn their creative passions into profit, and how to, drive sales and drive eyes and leads to whatever it is that they have, whether it's a product, a service, a business.
Do you work with PR professionals at all?
No.
Or promotion people? People do promotions or?
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
I'm looking. I work with some. I'm working.
So what we want to do primarily.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, hold on. I think there's a delay. Rhea, are you hearing us?
Yeah, it's a weird delay.
I think you caught in late.
So I'm gonna just listen.
Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
I'm working with a client who's produced a movie, and he wants to do like a premiere here in DC, and so I developed his website, and he's asking me for references for like somebody in the DC area who does PR, like who can do like connect him with local media.
Interesting. Off the top of my head, I don't know of anybody. But if you send me a message on Twitter, I do. There was a filmmaker that I was in contact with years and years ago, who's in the DC area. He's done a lot of promoting over the last couple of years. So I can maybe try to put you in his direction. That's the one person that I actually know. There's two people that I know. So yeah, hit me up on Twitter. I'll give you two people that I know that actually may be able to lead you in that area. I'm thinking of Ralston area. And the other guy is Schwabe Mitchell.
Yeah, I know Ralston.
He's a filmmaker in the DC area. But I don't know. He started out doing a lot of like self-promotion and that kind of thing, but it just like really spiraled and got really big over a couple of years. So
Not Ralston Vez.
No, Ralston Smith.
Okay.
Yeah. He actually, it's really cool. He just hit me up on Twitter a couple weeks ago, and he just directed a video for Prince about Baltimore. So I'm like, wow, that's not every day that you get to direct Prince's video, right?
Yep. Cool.
So, but yeah, I'll pass those resources along. That's the only thing I can think of, but
okay,
you never know.
All right, thanks. You said
no problem.
You guys have the DC connections. You might have somebody, like even do you guys both keep up your LinkedIn profiles? Do you have connections on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could add this, just community.
Whoop, she just froze.
Yeah.
If I could say I need to actually, I'm frozen. Okay, I heard you guys. I can hear you guys talking about me.
We can hear you now a little bit better.
You went off the screen though.
Okay.
You want to refresh and jump back in?
You sound like a broken conscience.
Yeah. Okay. Now she's back in. Here we go.
I can't win tonight. It's late for me. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, it might be me and my computer, right? I would just say that just something just for the entire community that's out here really learning about us. I think that we're always sharing resources. One of the things that we want to talk about is really helping the average person. And I say the average person, like I'm an average person, you're an average person, Dejan's an average person. How does the everyday person really start making that passion a profit? And so for that reason, we're not as tied to some of these like organizations or professionals that might help us. We're like, no, actually, let's say that you have a zero budget, but you have a really grand idea. Let's really help you like really make these connections so that you can build a business. Using the word zero may not be realistic, right? But we're trying to help people make these life shifts when they don't have a lot to work with, when they don't have the budget to go out and hire a company. There's a lot of things that people are doing for next to nothing. And it starts by like being in a tutorial or being in a session, learning from other people, and then just getting out and doing the hard work. And so that's one of our, I guess you would say that that's kind of like our little carved out place that we've reserved for people. And it's not that we don't believe in the power of working with others or professionals, but DIYs, they apply to everything, including business.
Yep, and these
and social media strategy.
I mean,
so
the cost of entry is, you're right, is like zero. I started my own internet consulting business in 2010 with like $0. I got laid off. I've been doing web design since the mid 90s, but I never did it as a full-time job. And and since moving to the DC area, it's just grown, doubled every year in my business.
Totally. Turning that skills into something. Everybody has
That's
something.
right.
Sometimes it just takes a bad situation to actually realize it or tap into it.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Definitely awesome. We just had somebody else. We just had Roland try to jump into the hot seat. So Roland, if you can hear us, you can jump in right next to Brian if you want to jump in. I was trying to let you in.
Right there.
Hopefully it's not my connection, but I don't know where he is.
where are you, Roland? We're looking for you.
We got a couple more people jump on. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Hannah. And we have people still on Periscope. So, Brian, you are on Periscope. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before, but yes.
Oh, man. Periscope.
You are on live on Periscope. So people are getting great information. So thank you guys for, showing the hearts. We have some people that have been on here with us the entire time on Periscope. So that is great. Roland, if you're still connected to Periscope, because I saw you on here, try to get back on with us on Blab. Deb Day One. Hey, hey, hey. She says, hey, everyone. So this is exciting. Everybody's growing.
Hey,
And
Deb. So
we're sharing these resources, which is really great.
what I think, Dejan, what I think we might want to do is work on closing out and maybe running through all of these 7 tips one last time really quickly, and then just saying good night to everybody. I know that we have a lot of people who have jumped on and they missed the 7, but I'm going to be honest because it is close to my bedtime.
We're on.
Let me see. Hey, we're all on. Awesome. So yeah, this is perfect timing. So everybody's connected to Periscope. So I'm going to just go through these 7. Is that okay with you guys?
Go for it. Ah, we lost you. Aria. Sorry, guys. Hashtag connection problems. She is probably just going to jump back on with us. We'll give her some time to jump back on, and she's going to run down these 7 tips, that might help change your social media mindset. That's what we've been talking about tonight. So hopefully, if you don't learn something from all 7 tips, you can learn something from a couple of them. So, get the takeaway wherever it applies to you, and definitely start, thinking about your business and your social media activity just a little bit differently, and see what you can do to grow your followers, grow your engagement, increase sales, drive traffic, whatever it is that you need to do. But hopefully these 7 tips will help you. So we're going to wait for Aria to get back on here so she can give out all these tips. Hey, Claire Franz Perez, we see that you're on with us. And we're all on here and we're all on Periscope at the same time. So it's kind of cool. Hey, Roland, you're back on. I saw you jump back on Periscope, and then, all right, now you're back on here too. Awesome. Claire, I'm fast. I try to be quick, Claire. All right, where's Aria? All right, we'll give her a second to get back on.
How do you spell her name?
All right, here she is. Aria.
Okay. So every time
Aria
that happens,
Well, it's like the guitars, Aria Guitars, Aria.
there you go.
Exactly.
Every time that happens, I'm saying hashtag new platform problems. I'm refusing to believe that it's me. That's
denial.
So, a little form of denial, right? But it's working for me. So, 7 tips, right, that you're going to need to really change your social media mindset for your business.
You're muffled.
First of all, figure out if this post or this, change for you. Is this
wherever you are?
Is this article for you?
Right now,
is this blog post for you? Right? You're gonna.
Yes, right there.
Okay. Everybody can hear me crisply. Okay. All right. So figure out if this article is for you, if this blog post is for you. Is this Blab session for you? Is it worth your time? Ask yourself these 2 questions. Are your posts on social media currently being ignored? Do you post and nobody even notices? Are you getting any likes? No. Are you getting any shares? No. Are you getting follows, stars, retweets? Are you getting nothing? If that's you, then you need to keep listening. Number 2, social media has sucked up all of your time. Are you getting lost in this black hole of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope? Do you find yourself for 30, 40 minutes? Look at this, right? So if you're getting sucked into that black hole, you need to listen to these 7 tips so that you can make an adjustment, make the mind shift, and change so that your social media can work for your business, not against you. First tip, if you want results, you have to remember that you have a purpose. You're using social media as a business tool. So you're going to want to make sure that you're concentrating on building your influence and your exposure versus trying to figure out how can I build traffic or how can I make conversions. What you want to think about is what you're attracted to on social media. I mean, you're on there, right? So it's not just about people following you and checking out your posts. Clearly, there are people that you like to go visit. Why do you like their pages? What is it that you love about their content? Think about ways that you can reproduce exactly what they're giving you. I don't mean copying their content, but how can you reproduce that sentiment? How can you give people what they want? How can you give people something they're going to lean on? And the same way you're leaning on those
Yes.
pages. Does that make sense, Dejan? Okay, cool. So moving on to number 2. I'm going to talk really fast because I know people have to go and I have to go. Perhaps you're still stuck in this whole mentality trying to figure out what in the world should you publish. Maybe you're still wondering who's going to listen to me and why. Well, what you have to remember is that influence comes from you, nobody else. So you're either out there on social media and you're creating some awesome content or you're curating awesome content. It's really that simple. For those of you that might be stuck on what I'm saying as far as curating content, what I want to tell you is there's an example you can think of. Think of Perez Hilton. You know, Perez, he didn't build his lifestyle or his brand on going out there and chasing big news stories. He wasn't breaking news. He was putting out his personal twists, his style, and his own takeaways on celebrity news that had already been broken. So think about this. Perez Hilton put his celebrity spin on everything, right? It wasn't that he broke news articles. How can you apply the same concept to your gain? How can you make this work for your business? There's a ton of content out there that people need to see, that your audience wants. You don't have to create it, but put your spin on it and give it to your audience in the way that only you know that they need it.
I think so.
Does that make
Yes.
sense, Dejan?
Okay.
All right, cool. So we're going to keep moving. The next thing you want to think about is that when you're putting value out there for your social world to see, you have to remember that it's incredibly important for you not to concentrate on selling. That's really not your goal. What you want to do is concentrate on throwing value out to your customers day after day, night after night. And that could be videos, it could be blog posts, it could be great creatives that inspire them. It could really be reusable quotes that you've heard, but you're giving them in a certain format that you know people want to hear them in. Maybe you have a great quote or some inspiration piece for every day of the week. Whatever it is, you know what people need. So you're going to put that value out there. And then when it comes time for you to make an offer, if you have something to sell, if you have a product, if you have a business, well, people are going to see it because they're already tuned into you. They're actually waking up saying, oh, I have to get on her blog, or I have to get on her page, or I have to check out her post, right? They're anticipating every single day, right? They're wanting something. So when it comes time for you to put an offer out, they're going to see it, right? They're probably going to buy it. Does that make sense? All right. That's my little check for understanding. Yes. Okay. I'm going to keep asking that. The next thing is social media.
We lost your visual, Rhea.
That's okay. We can hear.
Nope, not anymore. Well, you know, I'm sure she's refreshing. All right. There she is. All right.
Problems. I said it again. So here's the next thing. Social media is an art. It's not a science. Learn how to get creative and rely on being yourself. We all know that there are a million people out here who are simply faking it, right? They're being phony. Try not to be one of them. In fact, do not be one of them. This is your opportunity to shine. And whatever version of yourself that you want to put out there to the world, there's definitely people that are there wanting, willing, really needing to connect with you. So get on social media and work whatever it is that you have. I'll give you a quick example. My sister and I, we were born as a duo. We're twins. We're working that twin power, right? Everything we do it together. We think that two heads are better than one because that's the way God made us. So we're bringing that into our business. Why would we try to do something independently, right? This is this thing we have and it works for us. So figure out what you have, make it work, be unique, and trust me, people will like what you have. Moving on. You are the producer, you're the actor, and you're the director. Everything you put out there on social media, it's because you wanted to do it. Nobody's twisting your arm. You haven't signed any special clauses or contracts, right? So Facebook, Twitter, Blab, Periscope, it's all about you putting out the elements that you want to share. You control the process 100% from A to Z. So become magnetic, become juicy, become irresistible. It's that simple, right? Be whoever you want to be. Make it happen. And then finally, we're going to close with this little exercise. It's imagine taking away your social presence. Imagine that you have never put out any bad postings. You've never gone ghost or just like totally absent from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You haven't taken any like long pauses in your social media experience, right? Imagine that nothing like that ever happened. Take everything away, start from scratch. You have a clean slate. What would you do with your social media platform? I want you to think about imagining what you would put out to the world. What does your content look like? What does it smell like? What does it look like when people open it? What kind of creatives are people looking at? What colors are they looking at? How does it make people feel? Think about this. Are you selling a product? Are you promoting a business? Are you selling a service? Is your content analytical? Is it flirtatious? Is it shocking? Is it funny? You're going to want to think about all these things so you can create a framework. You're going to remember this framework and you're going to use it for all of your posts moving forward. So never again are you going to be out and you're having this great meal and you're like, oh, I have to take a picture of this lobster to show everybody. Maybe that's not so important, and that's the thing that's going to kind of kill your brand. You want to run everything that you post through this framework. Don't get caught up on the question, will this sell? Will this work? Get caught up on the question, does this match my brand? Does this match what I want to put out to the world? And if it does, post it. If it does, use it. If it doesn't, keep it for your own personal photo album and leave it at that. Grow your business, don't stifle it, and work on changing this mindset that's going to help you grow your business and really expand your social media experience. So that's all I have. Check out our blog at asideofchange.com. You can catch the full article. It's not up there yet. It'll be up there tomorrow. Just giving you guys kind of the sneak preview. We post every day, but check out the blog. Thanks so much for the props. Dejan, I think we're saying goodnight. I have a really early morning. I know a ton of people on here do too, but thanks so much for the love.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you for everybody that jumped in the hot seat. Thank you, Brian. And I think everybody else that jumped in is no longer with us, but it's been fun.
Thank you.
Learn new connections. All right, guys, have a great night. I'm going to X everybody's windows out.
Okay.
Bye.
Brian will be with you with those resources on Twitter.
Wait, I didn't X you out yet. What's that? Nope.